Get ready. Incidentally, you saw the pay-per-view for Vitaly Klitschko versus Danny Williams. Vitaly, in case you're not totally up to date on this, has the WBC heavyweight championship belt, which was previously held by Lennox Lewis. And there's a look at the tail of the tape for Kali Meehan. You can see that Hasim Rahman, by far the more experienced fighter against top competition, is 2 years younger than Kali Meehan. Meehan with a 2.5-inch height advantage, 3-inch arm length advantage to Rock, who is the shorter of the two guys by 2.5 inches. That's measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. Hasim Rahman weighs 232, and that's good conditioning for him. Kali Meehan, big man, 237 pounds. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Hasim Rahman Kali Meehan fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
Heavyweight champ. Let's go. Are you ready?
Here comes Kali Meehan, a native New Zealander who fights out of Australia. 69 days ago, he was involved in a fight for the WBO heavyweight title belt against Lamon Brewster. Now, you might remember that last year, Brewster survived long enough to score a knockout win over Vladimir Klitschko, and Klitschko basically exhausted himself hitting Brewster. Meehan had pretty much the same experience as he pounded Brewster against the ropes in the 8th round, but then ultimately Brewster carved out enough in the last few rounds to score a 1-point decision victory over Meehan. Many thought Meehan had won the fight. He himself says, I wasn't all that disappointed. I wanted to make an impression, try to set up another big fight, so here comes the other big fight.
He broke Brewster's jaw in the process. Brewster, who is sitting ringside tonight, hoping to see his cousin fight Chris Bird.
Is Meehan a noteworthily big hitter, Roy?
No, I don't think he's noteworthy that big of a hitter, but he has a big guy in front of him tonight who is a noteworthy big hitter. So Meehan can come in. He has a possibility of catching Rahman with a good shot if Rahman runs into it, but Rahman is the one who's the big puncher to me tonight.
Indeed, Rahman comes in on the strength of 3 straight second-round knockouts. He rededicated himself to his career after a sluggish 10-round decision earlier this year over aged, faded Al Cole. Hasim has told us this before. This time he looks serious about it, Larry.
He is, until he wins a fight. And then something kicks in, some clock in him that says, I don't have to train as hard for the next guy. That's his MO, has been through much of his career, and he admits it.
Held the heavyweight title for 7 months, from April 21, 2001 to November 17, 2001. He won it on the 5th round knockout of Lennox Lewis. He lost it on the 4th round knockout by Lennox Lewis. And since then, there have been some tumultuous ups and downs for Rahman, including, of course, that fight he lost to Holyfield when he got the gargoyle on his head, probably the single worst bump we've ever seen on any fighter. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is a WBC IBF Eliminator Heavyweight Contest, brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Madison Square Garden and Nemiroff, sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this bout are Joe Dwyer, Tommy Kazmarek, and Julie Letterman. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action inside the ring, Eddie Cotton. And now from Madison Square Garden, 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue with yellow, official weight 237 pounds, professional record 29 victories, including 23 knockouts with only 2 defeats. From Sydney, Australia, he's the Asia Pacific champion and a WBC number 5 ranked heavyweight in the world, Kali Checkmate Meehan. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with gold. Official weight, 232 pounds. Professional record, 39 victories, including 32 knockouts, with 5 defeats and 1 even. From Baltimore, Maryland, the WBC #2 ranked heavyweight and former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Hasim the Rock Rahman.
All right, boxers, you received my instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. All right, let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight.
Jim, you forgot to mention the night that Oleg Moskaev deposited Rahman in your lap.
There have been a lot of things. there have been quite a series of tumultuous events in Rahman's career. He took the Moskaev fight, incidentally, thinking that that was going to be a walk in the park, and discovered that Moskaev was a pretty good right-hand puncher. And yes, he skittered through my lap on the way to the concrete floor of the Atlantic City Convention Hall.
He's usually been entertaining.
He looks to be in good shape tonight.
And you say he's a hard puncher. Both hands or just with the right hand?
He's a pretty good puncher with both hands, actually.
There's a good jab. It looks like he wants to impose himself on Meehan from the get-go. Meehan has some boxing ability.
Rahman has great athletic skills. He was an outstanding high school football player, has competed in other sports. Were it not for a serious automobile accident that nearly killed him, he might have emerged more quickly as a heavyweight contender. But he's another one of those guys who came to boxing late, although for somebody who didn't go into boxing as a child, his instincts have been fairly good, Roy.
Yeah, they've been real good. And the good thing about Rahman is that he's a superior athlete. That's why he was able to catch on to this game so well, because he's definitely a late starter, but he came about so quickly because of his athleticism.
A lighter-footed, quicker, more flexible athlete than, for instance, Michael Grant and Jameel McCline, two other big guys who come to the sport from other sports.
And he has some intelligence in the ring when he wants to use it.
He's got a ton of intelligence outside the ring when he wants to use it. He's spent a lifetime avoiding it.
Right now, he's got Meehan on the defensive, trying to figure out where the punches are coming from, not throwing his own.
When he's playing it smart, he came out right away and let Meehan know that you're in the ring with a real competitor here. You're not in the ring with a guy who's going to let you come in and sneak by.
And he's thrown some punches from odd angles, which may have thrown Meehan off just a little bit, too. Hard body shots by Rahman. Meehan comes back with a right hand to the body himself. But Hasim Rahman is busy. He is moving. He's letting his hands go freely. Looking good.
He got his mind right tonight. And Meehan is not laying down either now. Meehan is going to be there. Good body shot by Meehan.
Under a jab by Rahman.
Let him go. Step back. Get off him.
Hard right hand to the body by Rahman.
It's Meehan's job now to get Rahman's attention with some kind of a punch to slow his charge. If he can't do it, it's going to be either a long night for him or a short night for him.
Let him go. Stop. Stop holding, Cal.
Very good round for Rahman. Can he sustain it?
Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Breathe deep.
Big. I like to be right.
Okay. Just right. Okay. I want you to cut him off. Keep stepping over. You force him around one way. He's going to the right. I want you to step over and keep cutting him off, okay? And just keep using that jab to the body and keep jabbing to the head, okay? And Finn, you're doing a good job ducking those overhand rights. That's what he's doing.
Nice, but it's got to be fast and it's got to be sharp, okay? And look for a few simple right hands.
few simple right hands. Set it up, okay? Set it up with foot jab. Nice firm jab, mate. Nice firm jab.
Those rights are good, mate, to the body.
You don't need to win this fight in the first rounds, mate, okay? So just feel comfortable, get used to it, okay? Nice and sharp.
Just a few years ago, Meehan was a garbage man and a bouncer at a bar to support his boxing.
Last year, as a matter of fact, 2003. He was involved in both those jobs at the same time. Because if you're fighting as a heavyweight in Australia, competition is sparse. In fact, of Kali Meehan's 29 wins, 7 of them have come against the same 2 fighters. One guy he's knocked out 4 times. Another guy he has 2 decisions and a knockout against.
I thought you were going to say against the same 2 kangaroos.
Pretty much. The same 2 dingoes is what I meant. He's knocked out a dingo named Colin Wilson 4 times. And he has beaten a wallaby named Tone Fiso 3 times.
You know, there are some pretty good fighters over there in Australia, though. I know a guy by the name of Denny Green, another guy by the name of Anthony Mundine, and of course, y'all know Costa Yazoo.
Costa Yazoo with another sensational performance last week in knocking out Sharmba Mitchell in 3, and many ring experts, in fact, a majority in the media poll had picked Sharmba to win. Costa Yazoo is a 140-pound fighter who hits like a heavyweight.
Yes, he does.
So Kali Meehan's corner asked for good, firm jabs and some solid right hands, and what they've gotten instead is a bloody nose from Hasim Rahman's excellent jab and right hand.
Well, he's landed a couple of clean punches, but they haven't made much of an impression on Rahman.
Yeah, one of we talked about all of Rahman's tumultuous experiences. One of them was a shootout with hard-punching Corey Sanders, in which both fighters flirted with knockouts for 5 or 6 rounds before Sanders ran out of gas and Rahman eventually finished him. But already it's clear that Meehan is nowhere near the kind of puncher Corey Sanders is.
Not almost.
Let him go, stop. Let him go. Come on, Kali.
And that fight, by the way, Jim, was one of my favorite heavyweight fights in the last few years.
Gunfight at the Atlantic City Corral.
That's what it was.
Stop him. Let him go. Pick him up. Come on. Let's go.
What Rahman is doing here, though, is just trying to impose his will on Meehan. Oh, good shot.
All right, stop.
He obviously did his homework. He saw that by Brewster letting his man come at him, Meehan's better when he comes forward. That hurt him. The overhand right hurt him bad.
It's wobbled Kali Meehan here, and he's got 30 seconds left in the second round as he attacks him against the ropes. Hasim Rahman's just too quick. Way too quick for Kali Meehan.
Too powerful. And Kali doesn't hit hard enough to keep Rahman off of him.
That's right. Rahman is pounding Meehan from pillar to post. And you saw Kali Meehan land a solid right hand out of the corner. Rahman didn't even back up.
That was almost a 10-8 round. Maybe some people will score it that way.
Clean this corner up when you're done. For sure. There's nose there, mate. Wipe it up. Kali, just right there, bro. Just keep that in there. Just keep that in there.
Open their eyes up, mate. You've got to look for them shots coming, okay? Really open their eyes up and be smart defensively, okay? And control that breathing, Kali. You've got to really control that breathing, okay? Okay, you got caught with a few shots here, so really look for his shots coming. Okay, look for his shots coming, be nice and defensive, and box him, man. Box him. He's caught you with some good shots then. But
Here you see Rahman putting the pressure on. There he lands that hard jab. You asked if he had power in both hands. That was the jab that hurt Meehan, and now he's really after him. That was a good right hand, high on the top of the head. The only reason Meehan probably didn't go down is because it was so high on the head.
In the second round, Hasim Rahman by CompuBox count landed 16 out of 29 power shots, 14 out of 19 in the last minute of the round. And it was interesting, Kali Meehan's trainer in effect asked him to be more defensive. I'm not sure that's the right plan.
No, I don't think that's the right plan at all.
I mean, they're asking for trouble if he's going to stand back and invite Rahman to keep coming at it.
Good body shot by the Rock.
All right, stop right there, stop. Come on, Kali, you gotta let him go. You gotta stop holding too.
Well, Rahman couldn't get
Stop right there.
a victory over David Tua in 2 tries. Tua coming from Tahiti by way of New Zealand, where Meehan was born. But maybe he's going to get one of those South Asian trophies tonight.
But Tua's a different animal, though. Tua probably punches just as hard as any other heavyweight in the division right now.
At that time, he did.
And this cat doesn't punch that hard.
Let him go, let him go, let him go. Stop him, come on.
Well, of course, Rahman clearly outboxed David Tua in the first 8 rounds of their first fight in Miami before Tua was allowed to land a left hook after the bell at the end of the 8th round, and that completely changed the fight.
Stop, stop.
Rahman ultimately was the knockout loser in the fight, but he has always said that had it been properly refereed, he was going to win easily. Then when they fought in Philadelphia last year, Rahman showed up at an out-of-shape 270 pounds, looked as though he had given the fight away to Tua before they even started, and proceeded to outbox him so severely that most thought he deserved to win the fight.
I thought he won the fight.
It was a draw.
If he'd have been in shape, it would have been easy.
Tonight he's in shape. And tonight so far it has been relatively easy in the first 2.5 rounds against Kali Meehan.
Let him go, Cal, let him go.
Meehan is the most unusual suspect on the card tonight, but he is a suspect nonetheless.
He's taken a beating.
Good shot.
And that was a hard right hand to the top of the head.
That might have almost finished things.
And this thing of being more defensive and watching for the punches to come isn't working. Kali Meehan's going to have to fight his way out of trouble here, or else he's going to go down.
He's having a hard time, though, Jim.
Stop, 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 stop.
He got a lot of pressure on his head right now.
Roy, I've always thought that Hasim Rahman had the physical stuff to become the heavyweight champion.
And he did. That's why he became the heavyweight champion.
Let him go, come on.
I told you he's an athlete first. He was an athlete before he was a boxer, and that was a major point for him.
That's another hard right hand.
Stop, stop, stop.
I'm impressed with his work ethic tonight.
The last preliminary fight before our pay-per-view card began tonight matched DeVarrell Williamson, also called the Touch of Sleep, recent loser to Vladimir Klitschko, against Oliver McCall. Remember McCall, who knocked out Lennox Lewis way back in 1993, and then later lost to Lewis in a fight in which he walked around the ring crying and basically had a nervous breakdown. McCall, after a stint in prison, is out on parole, and he and Williamson fought a rough, physical, ugly, toe-to-toe fight in which DeVarrell Williamson, surprisingly to me, became the aggressor and chased Oliver McCall around the ring and ultimately wound up getting a unanimous decision in the fight. Surprised you, Roy?
Yes, it surprised me because I thought it would be more like a split decision instead of a unanimous, but who knows?
In other words, you thought that McCall was close enough to winning the fight. Maybe a draw would have been better?
Draw, I thought it was about a draw, yeah.
Oliver McCall, give me a break.
But Williamson won the fight. And here we are in the 4th round, so it's time to say, Harold, how have you scored the first 3?
Okay, Jim. 3-0. 30-27, Hasim Rahman. Number one, about that 10-8 round. Larry, when a guy punches back, that generally eliminates the 10-8 round. In other words, if one guy's beating the other guy bad, you score a 10-8. But if the opponent starts to punch back, it becomes 10-9 again. Hasim Rahman landed that big right hand over the top. Kali Meehan looks like he's gasping for air. And I got to tell you, Eddie Cotton's a very good referee, but he's got to stop yelling break, and he's got to pull these guys apart because they're going to lay at each other all night. He has to physically separate them.
I agree with you. Many referees are reluctant to step between big men.
Stop, 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 stop.
That's one of the reasons that referee Randy Neiman is prized on the East Coast. Newman, he's the one who will be refereeing the fight later tonight between Andrew Galata and John Ruiz. He said the word hold. And of course, that's also partially the job of Jay Nady in Las Vegas, is to get between big men and pull them apart. And Jay Nady did a good job of keeping Ruiz off of Roy Jones.
Yeah, Kali Meehan just landed a good right uppercut, too, that we missed.
I missed it. You saw it. Best punch of the fight so far for Meehan?
I think so. You got to quit taking the right body shots, though.
Yeah, I know. I got him.
The right that Rockman is landing to the body is a very good punch for Rockman.
I agree with Harold. Meehan looks exhausted, Roy.
If you keep taking that right body shot, you're going to see that he is exhausted, not looks.
Rockman is totally confident tonight.
And he's busy. That's what I like about it.
Just hammering Kali Meehan.
Meehan almost went down then. His legs are wobbly.
Look at him holding the top rope there.
Oh, good shot.
That was some right hand.
Good uppercut. Rockman's really mixing up good tonight.
Now Meehan's trying to fight his way out. He can't stop this. You wonder when Eddie Patton might stop this.
No, he ain't gonna stop it because Meehan is fighting back.
That's a good point.
Come on. Out of here. Let's go.
Meehan smiles at Rockman as if to say,
good shot. Good body shot. He wants to go down from that body shot real bad. He don't want to go down, but that body shot took, good, another body shot. Oh, another good body shot.
Well, I guess Kali Meehan can take some punishment.
He won't keep taking this, though. He's going to stop it shortly. Oh, there he goes.
There he fights back and makes it out of the round by throwing that one right hand to the body.
He's about finished.
And his corner says we're not going to send him out again. The trainer just waved his hand to the referee, Eddie Cotton, and that's the end of that. Knockout victory for Hasim Rahman. Kali Meehan's trainer, Mark Jansen, stepped into the ring and waved his arm, saying, we're not going to go through that again. And I think that was a pretty good choice.
I think that was a very wise choice. He was taking entirely too many power punches. He had been taking too many already, and it was just time to say enough is enough.
It was dangerous. So Rahman closed the show, landing by CompuBox count 47 of 61 power punches in that round. In other words, he brutalized him. Here's another look at the end of the fight. And Roy, Kali Meehan held his own against Lamon Brewster, who has the WBO belt. So Rahman just made Brewster look pretty bad.
Well, you can't really say that because styles make fights. Although, on the other hand, Rahman was an aggressive fighter towards Meehan, who's a taller fighter, so you got to take him out of his element. Rahman didn't let him stay outside and do what he wanted to do. Whereas the other cat, Lamon Brewster, stayed out and let him do what he wanted to do, let him use his reach, and let him fight his style of fighting, and it made it tougher for Lamon Brewster than it was for Rahman.
Great stuff, Roy.
Got to do your homework.
Great stuff.
And Rahman did it this time.
So another outstanding performance in the up, down, kaleidoscopic career of Hasim Rahman, as he looks the best he's looked since he knocked out Lewis in South Africa in April of 2001.
And I agree with you on that because the most impressive thing to me was that he went from the body to the head.
Let's go to Michael Buffer now for the official particulars on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Madison Square Garden, referee Eddie Cotton, acting on the request of Kali Meehan's corner, calls a halt to this bout. The official time, it ends at the end of the fourth round with a TKO, the winner, and he is back. He's Hasim the Rocker Rahman.
CompuBox numbers in what was a wipeout for Hasim Rahman. He lands nearly 4 times as many punches. He throws nearly 100 more punches in only 3 rounds. And he lands nearly 60% of his punches in beating up Kali Meehan pretty badly. Power punches, Rahman 85 out of 138. In other words, he was landing most of what he threw, and Meehan just couldn't stop him. And now let's go to Larry Merchant, who's standing by with Rock.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Rock.
Thank you, Mr. Merch.
You said you were going to reinvent yourself.
Did I do a good job?
What did you mean by that?
Did I do a good job? I went back to the gym. I aligned with my promoter, my manager. We set up a beautiful plan, take some low-budget fights along the way to build our way back up so I can stay in the gym and train real hard and get focused on winning the heavyweight title. Right, I forgot that I wasn't the champ no more. but I'm on my way back.
In the past, your problem has been you could fight 1 or 2 fights in a row, and then you'd take it easy and not take it seriously. Have you reinvented yourself in that way?
Larry, I'm ready to fight one of these champions on this card tonight. I'm ready. I stay right here. Let one of them come out. We can do it tonight. I'm ready. I'm focused. I'm full-time fighter.
Who is your preference to fight next?
Klitschko, Ruiz, Galata winner. It doesn't matter. Whoever make the most money to me, whoever gonna bring the most money to you, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Thank you very much, Rock.
That's it.
Great fight.
Sharif, we made it look easy, baby.
All right, Don King, are you going to continue to promote Evander Holyfield, who says he still wants to fight?
I don't know. I have to talk to Evander and find out what he wants to do. Right now, I'm celebrating Rahman's victory. Rahman is getting ready to go for the...
Was it pretty, Don?
It was very, very pretty.
I know you want to talk about him, but Evander Holyfield took a bad licking. You're his promoter. Do you think he should keep fighting? Do you want to represent him in the ring?
I think Evander Holyfield was a great, great fighter. He was the warrior. I think that's something he got to talk to himself in his guard to find out what he wants to do. Right now, I want to take Rock and him and go to Dubai and see Sheikh Mohammed and put together some good shows for
Are you
Dubai.
Are you saying you will continue
I'm not
to?
saying one way or the other. I think that's a decision for Evander to
But
make.
if he decides to fight, you'll continue to promote him.
Well, I think me and Evander have to have a talk, but I think it's Evander's decision. He makes the final decision, not me. I'm just a promoter.
What is your preference for his next fight?
His next fight, it's like he said, he'll take any one of them, any one of the champs tonight or Vitaly Klitschko. And that's what we're looking for. Vitaly, the winner. It doesn't have to be Vitaly because Williams may beat Vitaly. And if Danny Williams beats him, the winner of that fight. That's what we want.
But would you prefer him that fight or to fight the winner of the Bird fight tonight and the Ruiz fight tonight?
I think the winner of the Danny Williams and Klitschko fight would be my preference, you know what I mean? And then we can do the tournament with all of them. Right now, that's the only one that's laying out.
You know that ain't going to happen, Don, because the German promoters have told me that you would only have a fight with your titleist and Klitschko if you could get options on Klitschko.
Absolutely not true. Categorically not true. Told Ross Greenberg it didn't happen. Told Mark Tappet it wouldn't happen. We don't want no option. We'll knock him out. So there's not a problem about that. All we want to do is to get in the ring and fight. Don't use no excuses about options because that ain't what's happening. Right now we want to go to South Florida. We got a big venue down there. We want to bring big-time boxing back to South Florida and to go to Dubai and to China. So we're on an excursion now.
Thank you very much, Don. Jim?